Hi there Libra, thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 18th of May. That more philosophical side of your life is certainly going to come to the fore in the coming weeks. You can find yourself doing more research, trying to gain more knowledge. This could be in an informal way, or it could be something to do with higher education. Legalistic matters and contracts can also be under the astral spotlight. But from Tuesday, Mercury, the planet of communication, is going to be going into its second retrograde of the year. And the implication is around all these areas, especially if you want to travel or be more adventurous, you will need to be more precise or at least double check all the arrangements. But as ever is the case with Mercury's retrograde, whatever we do, we can't control everything. And it's usually a time when air traffic controllers go on strikes, or there's issues with train breakdowns, or if you have your own mode of transport, when it may need a jolly good service. But Mercury retrograde is generally seen as being quite a negative thing, and I like to think it as being a positive thing. And this is your opportunity to think a lot about how you can expand your world and make it more spontaneous. And you're going to be given a wonderful boost on Thursday when the Sun moves into this area too and is going to add extra drive. But what are the catches? Well, one of them is that the Sun is going to be met immediately by the restrictive energies of Saturn. And if you do find yourself having some kind of conversation, especially about a point of principle in the second half of this week, there could be a real clash of wills. Someone may see something very differently from you, and you could react very strongly to that. And also in the second half of this week, Mars, which is also in this very expansive part of your scope, is going to be clashing with Neptune. And you may find that someone could put a bit of a guilt trip on you around an obligation, which you may have been doing completely voluntary. In other words, doing more than the terms of reference of your job, or in your community, or even within your family or your friends. But suddenly that can become wearing. And if someone does, it actually really can be quite difficult for you to swallow. But there can also be some deception or dishonesty floating around when Mars and Neptune tangle. So if somebody tells you something and insists that they're factually correct, you have every right to go away and do your own research to really satisfy your sense of curiosity. But also from Tuesday of this week, Venus, your ruling planet, is going into a showdown with Pluto. When this happens, it suggests some very intense energies around emotional relationships. Now, it's possible that someone in your family is going to make a demand upon you, and that demand is going to be hidden under a veneer of charm or graciousness, but actually you may feel that still someone is almost pushing you to do something that satisfies their will but not necessarily your needs. So watch out for someone like that using those kind of techniques. But wonderfully, this is a week when Mercury, despite its retrograde, continues to sparkle beautifully with Jupiter. And if there is one group of people that you're getting together with, it could be a group that loves to travel, thinking about a holiday plan. It could be people who like outdoor pursuits or anything that's rugged and gives you an opportunity to get fitter and be more active. That group of people can be the highlight of this week for you. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.